Good morning, guys. So last session we discussed about the methods, right? So the methods are generally we have the two types of methods, instance method and static method. Instance methods are called I would say I will give the overview, I will give the summary in the last session what we discussed. Like we discussed in the methods. Okay, so methods which are used to perform some operations, and in that, so the types of methods. So generally the basically the methods is divided into two types. One is the predefined methods, and the second one is predefined methods, and the second one is the user defined methods. User defined methods also called as referenced methods, referenced methods referenced methods, also called as custom methods. In the custom method, in the custom user defined methods, again we have the two types. One is the instance methods, and the second one is the static methods. Second one is the static methods. Okay, instance methods are called object level methods. And next we have the static methods are called class level methods. Okay, so by default JVM won't call the custom methods. You need to call to the methods. You need to call the methods. Okay, you need to call to the methods. Guys, I am allowing, like whoever is doing the assignments, those guys only I am allowing. Okay, if you're not doing the assignment and if you attend the class also, you don't understand. So that is the reason. Okay. uh the thing, yeah, methods we are discussing about two types of methods: predefined methods and user defined methods. Predefined method meaning, so the methods already defined, like the main method is comes under the category of predefined methods. Okay, predefined methods. And user defined method meaning, I would say, uh, these are the custom methods. Whatever the methods based on our requirement, whatever the methods we created, those methods are called user defined methods. So we have the two types of methods. One is the instance method, and the second one is the static method. So by default the JVM won't access, by default the JVM won't call the our custom methods. You need to tell to the JVM, you need to tell to the JVM, hey JVM, this is my custom methods, can you please execute those custom methods, can you please execute those custom methods. So then only it will call our custom methods. So that is the, like the topic we discussed in the last session. That is the topic we discussed in the last session. Okay, fine. Okay, once you get the clarity on that, then directly next topic we have working. Next topic we have working with objects, working with methods by using objects, working with methods using objects. This is the topic we'll let us discuss with this topic. Working with methods using objects, using objects. So already we know what does it mean by object. Already we know what does it mean by object. So generally object meaning, it is the physical entity. It is the physical entity. It is the physical entity. So for creating, already we already done the discussion with the object. So object is the physical entity, and any real world entity you can say example for the object, and object is the physical entity. And next thing is, for creating object, once create the for creating object class is mandatory. For creating object class is mandatory. For creating object class is mandatory. Class is mandatory. Without class we cannot create the object. That is the one point. And the second point is, once create the object, once create the object, once create the object, JVM will allocate the memory. JVM will allocate the memory, will allocate the JVM will allocate the memory for objects. JVM will allocate the memory memory. Okay. Next, objects will be stored in heap area. Objects will be stored in heap memory. Objects will be stored in heap area. Objects will be stored in heap area. Okay. So for creating object, class is mandatory. Without classes, without class, we cannot create object. We cannot create object. Okay. Once create the object, JVM will allocate the memory. Objects will be stored in the heap area. Objects will be stored in the heap area. Okay. So JVM, every object, JVM will provide unique hash code, for every object. Unique JVM will provide unique hash code for every object. Unique hash code for every object, for every object, every object, every object. Okay. And JVM will provide JVM will provide unique hash code for every object. And the next thing is in real time. Okay. In real time. So methods deals with the objects only. Methods deals with object only. Method deals with objects only. Method deals with objects only. So generally Java is the OOP language, right? Java is OOP language. OOP language. So Java is the OOP language. Everything we will represent. Everything we will represent in the format of everything. Everything we will represent. We will represent in objects only. Represents in objects only. In objects only. For example, for example, I will take one class. The class name is, for example, I am taking some driver class. Public class name is some, I am taking some driver class. Okay, the class name is the driver, and from here to here, this is the scope of the class. And here I will take another class, that is public class. I will take another class like some student, like that I will take one another class. And from here to here, I will take like this. Now my question is, can one class can communicate with other class? It is possible in Java. Yes. For example, can I communicate with other person? So in my room, so here one person will be there. So can I communicate with that person? Yes. So obviously in Java programming also, one class can communicate with other class. One class can communicate with another class. Okay. Now here we have the two classes. One is the driver class and the second one is the student class. Now how the both class can communicate with each other? How the both class can communicate with each other? So simply what you can do, every method we have the execution will start from the main method. Okay, we can take the main method, and we can take the main method aux, and from here to here, this is the scope of the main method. Now this is the another class, and now I want to communicate, I want to call that method in my class. How can I call? You can call by using the object. You can create the object new and student, and the object will be created inside the heap memory. And the you can give the student, and you can store the student is the reference variable name, and this is the data type. This is the data type. Okay. Now the student, I am taking some properties like int age. Okay. And string name, I'm taking string name. Okay. So now I created the object. Okay, that is good. Now if I want to print the student properties, the student has two properties. One is the age, second one is the name. I want to print those properties. How could I print? For example, if I take the sysout statement, if I print like this, then I would say student dot age. If I print like this, then what will happen? So you can get the default values. You can get the default values. So that is not good thing, right? I mean, you can get the default values. If you don't like default values, instead of default values, if you pass, you want to assign your own values, then how you can assign the values? You can assign the values like this: student dot age equal to some 22, some 22. Okay, and similarly, student dot name equal to, we can mention with, some name like some Raju. Okay, some Raju, like that we will take. Now meaning the, so generally here I took two classes. One is the student class and second one is the driver class. So I'm doing, so the class student class is communicate with driver class. How it is possible? I am creating the student object in this class, and through that, so similarly, like we have the predefined classes, right? So predefined classes also can communicate with current programs, like where you can create the object. So through that, you can access the predefined methods and all, and then based on the requirement, you can use predefined methods and we can implement our logic. So this is the thing actually happens. The same thing I will show you on the programmatically, and then through that we'll go with, and we'll do some more programs on it. You can get the clarity on it. So simply I will open. Okay, now okay, simply here I will take one more class. The same classes I will take. The shortcut for creating the class is Control N. If you click on the Control N, then directly you can get the one wizard. So from that you can select the class, and then the class name I am taking driver. Okay, click on the driver, and now one more class I am taking. Next class I am taking class and student. So can I take in one file? Can I take the multiple classes? Yes, we can take. Yes, we can take. So project is nothing but collection of programs only, right? Collection of project is nothing but collection of classes only. So you can write number of classes, no issue. Okay. Now this student is having the properties like int age and the string name. String name. Okay. Now this is the one more other class, that is the drive class, and from that here I am taking, maximize this one. Yeah, I will increase the font size. Okay, fine. Now I will, yeah, I hope this is clear for everyone. Now I will take the main method, and so inside the main method what I will do, this is the one class, and driver is the one class. From here to here, this is the one class and this is the one class. Okay, can one class can communicate with the other class? Yes, we can communicate. Yes, the student class can communicate with driver class. How? You should create the object for the student, new student, and object created, and that object you can store in one reference variable. You can store in one reference variable. Okay, so the thing is student. Okay, the object got created. So generally what will happen in internally process, so internal process also will parallelly will try to understand, then you can get the clarity on it. So I will open MS Paint, through that, can you, yeah. So we'll try to understand with the MS Paint. One second, guys. Okay, so where we have two classes. One is the driver class, and the second one is we have the student class. So we'll try to understand. So where we have one is driver class. This is the driver class, and from here to here, this is the scope of the driver class. And next we have the student class, right? Class, student. Okay, student, and from here to here, this is the student. So how the JVM will treat the two classes? So first it will load the dart class files into the JVM. So where the class code will be stored initially. So the class code will be stored initially in the method area. So I'm dividing this one into two compartments. So first one is method area. Okay, so two classes will be stored in the method area. This is the driver class and this is the student class. This is the driver class and this is the student class. Okay, this one is driver class and this is student class. Okay, student class. Okay, fine. The class code will be loaded into the method area. Next, when you create the object, next thing is when you create the object, this is the method area. When you create the object here, for example, you created, if the class student want to communicate with the driver class, so obviously you will create the object, right? So when you create the student object, then this object will be stored inside the heap memory. This is the heap area, and the object will be created inside the heap memory. This is the heap memory. Object will be created heap memory. This is the heap area. Okay, heap area. Now this object name is the student, and this student directly cannot reuse anywhere. So this entire object, again we are storing one reference variable. I am mentioning the reference variable is stu is the reference variable, and this reference variable data type is the class name student student class name student. Okay, and if I like, here we have the properties like that is the int age, and then next we have the properties that is the string name. Okay, so generally if I print the values, then obviously it will print the default values. Like if I take stu dot age, so it will print default values, meaning, so student is the object, and here it is holding two properties. If I pass the values, then it will be initialized. If I not pass the values, it will be initialized with default values. It will be initialized with the default values. I don't like default values. Okay, I don't like default values. I want to this is the null. I don't like default values. I want to pass my own values. At the time, we can pass your own values. You don't like your default values, you want to pass your own values. At the time, what you can do, you can pass the values. You can pass the values. You can pass the values like this. So similarly here also, how you can pass the values: stu dot age, stu dot age, equal to 22 and stu dot name equal to some Raju. So this is the process which happens in the JVM. JVM. So the two classes will be loaded into the initially into the method area, and when you create the object, that object will be stored in the method area. That object will be stored in the method area. That object will be stored in method area. Okay, fine. The same thing I will show you on the practical, then you can get the clarity on it. So simply I am going to the now. So we'll go with I am taking directly sysout statement, and now student dot age, and I'm doing the concatenation. String plus variable is called concatenation. Okay, student dot name equal to, yeah, okay, fine. Now if I run this one, so control shift F is the shortcut for organizing the code. Control shift F is the code which is used for organizing the code, okay. Now so here you can take with another name. So student 12 you can take. Here also you can take with the student 12 student 12, meaning student file already available under this package. So that is the reason it is throwing. So I am taking student 12 as the class name. Student 12 as the class name. Okay. And if I run this file, now you guys can observe what it will give. The result was it giving the default values. You don't want to print default values, you want to print your own values. At the time, what you can do, student dot age equal to 22, and next student dot name equal to some Raju or Rani, anything you can pass, some Raju. That's enough. That's enough. Okay, this is the one scenario. This is the basic scenario. I hope are you guys clear with my point. Now I will tell you guys write a Java program. This is the basic scenario. What I told you as of now, this is the basic scenario. That is the scenario number one. Now what I am telling you, I am giving the assignment like this. Write a Java program. Write a Java pro. Write a Java program. Write a Java method. Write a Java method to print student object. To print student object. To print student object. So in that case, how you can write the program? Think and tell me. Are you guys clear with my point? Write a Java method to print. Write a Java method to print data available in the student object. To print data available in the student object. Available in the student object. So this is the, like, if I ask the question like this, then how you can do? My question is, write a method, write a Java method, write a Java method to print data available in the student object. To print available the data in the student object. Guys, we are slowly entering into the real-time coding. Real-time coding. So please concentrate, think and tell me. Write a Java method to print the data available in the student object. To print the data available in the. So if you can observe here, write a Java method to print the data available in the student object. Now you guys can observe what I will do. So as my requirement, write a Java method. Okay. So meaning we have to take the method. Already you know how to write the method. Okay. Like the method syntax and everything you know. Now Method, okay, I'm taking the method. The method name is, you can take anything, print data. Okay, the method name is anything, you can take print data or m1 or m2, anything you can take. So I'm taking print data. Okay, fine. So write a Java method. Okay, I did, uh, I wrote one method. Okay, to print the data available in the student object. Okay, so the student has the two properties. One is the int age and the second one is the int name. So I will remove this one also. So generally I will remove, this is the case number one. So case number, scenario number one is done. So we are trying to understand scenario number two. Scenario number two is write a Java method to print the student object. Okay, this is the student class. The class have two properties. One is the int age, second one is the string name. Okay, my question is write a Java method. My method is print data to print the object, to print the data available in the student object. Okay, so can I directly, the student is having the data properties are age and name. No, now what I will do, can I directly, can I take like this student 1 2 and student, can I directly, can I take like this? So here entire class, entire object I am passing as a parameter to this method, parameter to this method. So can I write like this? Yes, you can write. Yes, you can write like this. So this is like this we can do in the real time. So for example, here simply I can take the sysout statement, and now I will take student dot age equal to student dot age, and here you can take a string. Now here also you can take student dot name. Okay, okay, fine. Now this is okay. This method is belonging to which method? In the last session we discussed about the types of methods, right? This is the, I wrote one method. This method is belonging to which method, which category? So, guys, can you please respond? This method is belonging to which category?
Custom method.
Custom method is the one thing. That is good, very good. And we discussed four combinations also. This method is belonging to which combination? Custom method is the one thing, that is very good. And second one is, this is belonging to which combination?
Without reference type and
Without return type, with parameters.
yeah, without
With
reference type.
parameters, okay, that is good. Now my question is, this is the custom method, right? And the JVM by default it will execute custom method? No, by default it won't execute the custom method. You have to tell to the JVM, hey JVM, I wrote one custom method, can you please execute my custom method? So you have to tell to the JVM, then only it will execute. If you not tell, then it won't execute. How you can tell to the JVM?
By creating object.
You should create the object. Where you can create? Inside the main method only. Why main method only? Because JVM knows only one method, that is the main method. Okay, so every program execution started from the main method only, and we have to tell to the JVM inside the main method only. Now we can create the object. So now here one more question is, I have, this is the file. In this file I have two classes. One is the driver class, second one is the student class. Now which class should I create the object? Which class should I create the object?
Student one to class.
I will repeat one more time. I have two classes. One is the driver class. Driver class scope is from line number 3 to line number 18. And next we have the student class. The scope of student class is 20 to 24. Now I need to create the object. For which class should I create the object?
Driver class.
Exactly, driver class. Why? Because where the custom method is available? custom method is available in driver class only, right? Driver class only, right? So that is the reason you have to create a object for driver class only. For driver class only. Okay. Okay, fine. So I am creating the driver class object. So new is the operator. We can create the driver object, and this driver object we can again store in one reference variable, and the reference variable data type is the driver. The reference variable data type is the driver. Okay, now I am calling the method. The driver dot method is print data. Print data. Method is print data. Now this is the method. This method is expecting some input. This is the method. This method is expecting some input. So what it is expecting some input. So if I directly write like this, then it will throw the error. Why? Because this method which is expecting some input. So how you can give the input for that method? So you can create the object for student class now. So if you write like this directly, it will throw the error. Why? Because it is expecting some input. So how you can give the input? You should create the object. That object you can uh, pass as a parameter to that method. So that is the thing you have to understand. So now step number one, you should create the driver class, and now you can create the object for student class. New student 1 2, and that will be stored inside the heap memory. That you can store in student. Now that I would say student 1 2, student 1 2. Are you guys clear with my points? If I run this one, now it will give the default values. It will give the default values. I created the object, that object. This object, it can hold the entire the data into the object. So here I will tell you one more, I would say, I will show you here one more thing, then you know, can easily, for example, we can take one, I will take one more example. We have the product. I'm taking the another class. The class name is public class, and class name is the product. Class name is the product. Okay, fine. So this class have the properties. The properties are like product price, product quantity, like that. So product price I will take int, product product price you can take double or int. So normal understanding purpose, you can take the data type double or anything. Product price, product price. Okay, product price equal to some, I am mentioning some 500, like that. Next string product color, product product color. Okay, some I'm giving some green, some green. Okay, next product description. Description also I'm mentioning in format of string. Product description, description equal to about something. Now these are the properties are belonging to product class. These all the properties I can store in one object. So that is the reason. So for example, in normally the product I have taken only three properties. Instead of three properties, the product might be having like a number of properties, right? Number of properties. These number of properties, if I want to reuse in other place, so can I write all the properties in the all the files? No. So what we do, all the properties, the class, whatever the class is having all the properties, that all the properties we can store in one reference variable. That reference variable is called object. these all the properties we can store in the object, and that object, this is the product, right? These all the variables you can store in one reference variable. So that is the thing we have to remember, that object, and this can hold all the variables, all the properties it can hold. This all the properties we are storing in one simple variable. That is the thing. Product, the class name is the product. So this is the thing, all the things we are storing in one reference variable. Now this is the variable, it can hold all the information whatever the class is having. It might be the information, might be the methods, might be the variables, might be the constructors, anything, whatever it is holding, whatever it is having, the entire data of the class we are storing one reference variable. The entire data of the class we are storing one reference variable. That is the reason. So this is object. Okay, so here also what I am doing, this class information, the entire information I am storing in this student object. This student object I am passing as a parameter to the print data method. Print data method. So this is the in the real time scenario, in the real time we will do like this only. So the classes data we can store in one object. That object we can pass as a parameter to the methods wherever we want. So we can pass them the data like this. So Java is the OOP language. So in the methods, everything you can, the data, the information, everything you can deal with the everything you can deal using objects only. Using objects only. Okay. Now if I run this one, it will give the default values. It will give the default value. Why? Because I'm not initialize the values. So I have created the object, and then I'm create the object, and here I'm printing the agent name. So in this case, if I run this file, then directly it will give the default values. I don't like default values. I want to pass my values. So how you can pass the values? You can come to the you can come to, I would say, student dot age. You can assign the value like 22, and student dot name equal to some Raju. Student name Raju. Okay. Now if I run this one, now you can get the values. Now you can get the values. If I run this one, now you can get the values. So I hope this is clear, guys.
So can you tell again the 15th line of the 15th line? How to create it?
Generally, the question I will tell one more time. So we have the two classes. One is the student class, and second one is the driver class. Driver class. Now my requirement is write a method. The method here I am taking, the method name is print data method. The method name is print data method. Okay, so the method don't want to return anything. Print data method. Print data method, and uh, the method functionality is, the method purpose is to print the student object. So I can print in two ways. So the student is having two properties. One is the age, second one is the name. I can print like this also, int age and string name. This is the one approach. And the second approach is, this is the one approach. Second approach is void print data, and directly we can give object as the parameter. Student object as the parameter. Object as the parameter. So from these are the two ways actually to print the data or student object. These are the two ways. But among those, this is the recommended approach. Why? Because so in our case, I took only two properties. So if the class might be having the like 100 or 200 properties, if I write like this, then what will happen? It will increase lines of code and it will take more time. That is the not good thing. That is the not recommended approach. Okay, so that is the reason I'm taking, I took one method and the method name is print data and I am passing the student. Now the student is having all the information, all the properties. That might be the variables and it might be having all the things we are storing on object. That object we are passing as a input to the method. Now this is the class, the scope of the driver class. This is the custom method. This is the custom method. Okay, custom method. Now this is the main method. JVM knows only main method. Okay, in this case, first when you are executing the program, JVM first come to this line. Okay, it will come to the main line, and if now here inside the main method is there anything? No, no, directly in the console also we won't get anything. Okay, so if you want to call our method, which is our method, custom method, you have to tell to the JVM, hello JVM, I wrote one custom method. So can you please execute my method? You have to tell to the JVM. Then only it will execute. How you can tell? You can tell by this is the instance method, right? If it is the instance method, custom method, and under the custom method, it is the instance method. If it is the instance method, you have to tell to the JVM by using the object. But if it is the static method, directly you can tell. If it is the static method, directly you can call here. Directly you can call like a printed data. Directly you can call. But if it is the instance method, we have to call to the by using the object. Okay. So for which class you should create a driver class. Now simply you can create the object for the driver class, driver, and then I'm creating the object and this entire thing I'm storing one reference variable, and this reference variable data type is the driver. Okay, fine. Now I am
Sir,
calling.
sir, static method, no needs of creating object.
No need creating object. So we are discussing with respect to instance variable. If it is the static, no need to create the. If it is the static, no need to create object. So directly you can call. You can come here and directly you can call the print data method. Directly you can call the print data method. This is the one approach. And the second approach is you can call by using the class name. If it is in the same file, then you can call directly. If it, okay, if it is in the different file, you can different file or same file also can call it by using the class name. Okay, at that case, no need to create the object. Directly you can call the method, then it have any information that it directly it can print. Directly it can print. But now we are going with instance method. For instance method, you should create the object. So you can, where the file is available for that file, you can create the object. Print data method is available in the driver class. You should create the I would say object for the driver class. This object you can store in one reference variable. That reference variable data type is the driver, and then driver. Okay, now what you can do, driver dot, I'm calling the method, that is print data method. So if I call directly like this, so it is expecting some input. This is expecting some input. So in my program, this is the student is the object actually, but in my file I have not created any object. So that is the reason it is expecting some input. So for that input, you should create the object for the class. You should create the object for the class. Now here you can create the object. Why only here? Because inside the main method only we have to create the object. So now I am creating the object for the student s2 1 2, and again you can store this one into the student, and this data type is student 1 2, student 1 2. So now it can work. So this object we are storing, meaning we are created the object, and the data, whatever the student is having, all the properties we are storing, we are keeping. We are keeping all the information inside one variable. This is the one variable. This variable now it is holding all the information like age, name, and methods. And this variable simply we are passing. We are passing into the method. So that is the thing. That is the thing. Okay. So I hope this is clear with respect to so I will show you some like how we can deal in the real time scenarios also. I will show you, then you can get the clarity. For example,
Sir, we can do this by creating global variables also, no? Global variables.
global variables. We did right now global variable only, right?
Like not creating two classes. By creating one class, we can create global variables and by using object. Yes, sir.
1 second. There have some practice code. No, this is a project. This is the project. Yeah. Now, what is your doubt?
We have done now. We have done by creating two classes now, sir. Like
Uh,
generally, we can do by creating one class, mentioning global variable in the class after main method. Thereafter,
See,
creating a method
actually,
object.
the concept is so this is the one class, and this class information we are storing in one I would say one variable, and that variable we are passing to different methods. Okay, so that is actually concept. You are asking the question is, so we did like this, and we can do the properties we can take directly in our class, like that also you can take. And now this class is holding, I would say you are asking like this, like for example int a and int b. Okay, now the driver class is having two properties, that is the int a and int b. That is the int a and int b. Now this also, what you can do, we can create one object that you can pass in we can create one method. For that method you can pass this information, by creating method, and for that method you can pass this information. You can pass this information. So that also we can do, but actually we are trying to understand by using two classes. By using two classes, not only two classes, you can take number of classes. Okay, like class person. So that is the next topic, like how we can deal with more classes. How we can deal with more classes, that is the next session. We will discuss with the next session. So like this we can, in the real time scenarios, I will show you the real time the project. You can get the clarity on it. For example, I will show you one project, there you can understand the clarity. Now you can see here we have the two files. One is the bank holder configuration is the one file. Second file is the bank account holder is the one file. Now what you can do, oh, now you guys, can you please observe, this is the interface which is having some properties like holder name and account number and REST API. So almost it is having three properties. Three properties. Bank account holder configuration is having three properties. These three configurations, if you go with the next bank account holder.java, and if you can observe here, bank account holder configuration, this is the class name, and for that class this is the object, whatever the variables. So actually there we have the three variables. All the three variables are available in this configuration object. This object we are passing as a parameter to the activate method. Activate, this is the one method, deactivate is the one method, and modified is the one method, update is the one method. Okay, so this is the in the real-time scenarios we can work in the real-time scenarios like this.
Where we use one class over the another class.
This is the one class, right?
Yeah.
This is, if you see here, one class is present in this is one file, this is another file. This class I'm created one object, not object. This class name directly I am passing as a object here. This is the object. Now this object is holding all the information, whatever we wrote here inside. Now it is holding all the information. Now it will hold all the information. So this how we can do in generally in the real-time scenarios. Somebody is asking something, but I am not hearing properly. So I guess some network issue from your side.
Yeah, program.
Hmm? I'm not getting.
Briefly explain the program, sir.
Sir, she is asking that explain. You have programs right using one class over the another class. She's asking that to explain that briefly.
This one, right?
Not this one. You have just
Real
showed
time
me that one class over the another class, right?
bank account,
Using
that real time
bank
class.
account wala.
This one.
She's asking this one to explain briefly
This one or what?
to you
This
how
one.
to use. Yeah. This one. Yeah, this one.
Man, so gradually you can get. So if I tell like this, you guys confused. So this is the singleton classes. Okay. So singleton classes meaning, so that is the advanced topic. Okay. So here what we configuration. Now here we have the framework, that is the OEJ framework. So what it can do generally, these all are the singleton classes. Singleton classes meaning for one class only one object you should create. Okay, so now it is the empty. When you deploy the bundle into the server, then only the values will be initialized. So that is the singleton classes. So that is the advanced topic. So at the time you can get the clarity. The thing is here, what you can understand, one class we are passing as a parameters to the other methods, activate method, deactivate method. Okay, this is the advanced topic. Okay, for understanding purpose I am showing to you, this is as the example. Now today what you guys can do, you can practice with this program. Okay, once you get the clarity on it, so we'll gradually you can get the clarity on it. Okay, gradually you can get the clarity on it. So that is the thing you can do. So I will give the some assignments on this the topic, whatever the topic we discussed today. I will give the some assignments on it. Do the assignments, share on it. Okay, this is the example program I am telling. Okay, for in the real time scenarios, we will do the programming like this. Okay, so don't go with this. You can practice with this. Okay, this is the example only I am showing. If I tell you directly like this, how you can understand? This is the frameworks, right? So if you see here, these many import statements are I am importing. This is the frameworks. Without you having the knowledge on frameworks, how you can understand? The thing is, here we are using the objects. This is the normal the program I am telling you. So you guys can practice with this example, and I will give some few more examples on it. So please go through that and do the assignment, and then you can share in the book. So tomorrow we can do arrays with, I would say, methods with arrays. So that concept we will see. So methods topic is a very, very important. Okay. So please practice multiple programs on it. Please practice multiple programs on it. Okay. I hope this is clear. Guys, assignments is mandatory, guys. Okay. So somebody is not doing the assignments and they're joining and going, coming, going, coming, going. So that is not a good thing, right? So assignments is mandatory. So for example, if you not doing the yesterday assignment, how you guys will understand today class? So that actually I am requesting. Okay, so today class who can able to understand? Whoever did the yesterday assignment, those guys only will able to understand today class. Okay, so every class is interlinked with next class. Every class is linked with the next class. Okay, so please do the assignment. Share in the group. Okay, can you please share your names, guys? Yeah, okay, guys. Thank you.